joining us through this worship uh, live stream from this shrine of Jesus, the Divine Word. We continue to meditate on the first reading taken from the book of Ecclesiastes or Kohelet. And we see that this author is in many ways a modern thinker. He is a believer. He searches for the meaning of life. He looks for happiness, not in a crazy manner, but in relation to God and His ways, His covenant. But nevertheless, life proves to be a deception always. And he asks why. He doesn't have the complete answer because he lacks the perspective of life beyond death. That's why his main thesis already at the beginning, vanity of vanities. No? Life is a vanity. And he ends again this book with the same affirmation, vanity of vanities. Now the question is how one reconciles life and happiness with faith. On the one hand, the lack of personal realization or fulfillment in life with the perspective of death, suffering, and everything that happens, especially in old age, as this reading describes in the second part of the reading today. Now, what is our attitude then before this truth of life? Not long time ago, the Vatican beatified a young person, Carlo Acutis, no? A boy who was into computer informatics, no? And became a saint of the millennials, no? Had this to say, we are born originals, but many live like photocopies. How true it is now. If the youth use the motto carpe diem, that Latin famous saying carpe diem, seize the day, which was his personal motto, and that they try to reach and realize their dream, their destiny for which they have been made, created, unique, and lovingly created by God. This is what Ecclesiastes advises to the youth. Pursue your dreams, but taking into account God and your duty to give an account of your life. It is not a question of years one lived, but the quality of this life that we have lived. The quality can only be achieved when one courageously commits himself or herself with life, makes question to explore the dimensions of life, of persons who surround him, but also the role of God in one's life. The book of Kohelet or Ecclesiastes may sound negative, fatalistic, but rather looking at it on a more positive way, it is realistic. Youth, let us let us enjoy it, he said, but always in view of the judgment, the accounting that we have to make, about our life. And then, of course, the reality also of life as we grow older. The pains, what seems to be enjoyable when we were young, they seem to not appeal anymore, etc. The invitation, therefore, is that we enjoy life. It is not a life that life of following the Lord is always gloomy, sad. No. It is to enjoy what God has given us, but always in view of our final destiny. And when we have to face suffering, old age, etc., that we may have also the capacity to endure and look at it with positive meaning. Maybe that is what is lacking in the book of Ecclesiastes yet. For us Christians, we see life not anymore from this vanity of vanities, but from the perspective of Jesus, who died and rose again, who taught us that life, a realistic view of life, is indeed a mixture of suffering, cross, but also of victory. And this is where we anchor our life, our vision of life. The Lord comes to us, and He has proven that indeed it is in the suffering, in His self-giving, that we have been redeemed, and that is the fruit of which is the Eucharist that we celebrate. It is in His self-giving sacrifice that we are saved. May we find positive light to enlighten us in our journey of life. Yes, there is the reality of suffering and death, but also there is the joy of knowing that we are safe in God's hands, who wants us to be with Him in the fullness of life. As we share this banquet of the Eucharist, we ask that we may have that positive look, positive way of looking at life, of our experiences. And to the young people, as the book of Ecclesiastes advises, carpe diem, enjoy what can be enjoyed, but always, he said, in view of the judgment, the accounting that we have to render to God. May the Lord bless us all in our journey. Amen.